ये बात सही है कि एक स्वर ये आया है कि आपने इतनी सारी बातें बताई हैं, कैसे करोगे, कब करोगे?
He has promised good days and is confident he will be able to achieve it. But as Modi and his team get down to lay the blueprint, they will have to bear in mind the damage which has already been done. In 2012, when the then Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee introduced retrospective taxation, no one imagined it would spook potential global investors who had all reasons to look at India as an opportunistic market.
I think it's clear the Prime Minister has announced it in his speeches. I think the government's will for reform is very strong. It has a majority in Parliament and it is very, very reform oriented. So I expect strong policy decisions from this government.
India's reputation in the global arena, owing to its taxation policy, has been diluted already, and the country is often looked at as undermining investor sentiment when compared to other markets. Will the new finance minister give corporates a much-needed boost and clear the way for global investors who are currently shying away owing to tax regime?
If there is an interest explicitly mentioned that the retail sector will not be the focus area for the new by the new government, I think that's all right, as far as there's clarity on that front. But there are other sectors that are going to be opened up by the government, and if there are steps about opening up the threshold, setting a common threshold about 49%, where the local company will still hold enough leeway in terms of managerial control, more in terms of what the taxation will be for foreign companies. These things will work towards encouraging the investors back.
The taxation policies have had an adverse impact on mergers and acquisitions. The Companies Act of 2013 allows mergers which are only subject to compliance with certain conditions.
My advice to my investors is to wait, if necessary, underweight a little bit India, begin to lighten off positions, because it is a market which has been bought primarily on expectations.
The BJP in 2012 did not oppose the amendment dealing with retrospective tax in 2012-2013. And now BJP could face the heat if they make the retrospective clause perspective. Looking at the current account deficit, the government could justify the move as one taken for the benefit of an economy which has no option but to rely on foreign capital.
Addressing the retrospective tax situation, which has been hugely damaging for India over the past few years, and also addressing direct taxation. So the fiscal and taxation questions go hand in hand.
Soon after assuming office, the government spelt out its stand by saying that retrospectivity must be avoided to the maximum and the taxation regime must be very evident.
The government has a uniquely strong mandate to pursue their agenda. They have been voted in by a very large, substantial majority across sections of society against a strong policy mandate that they put forward. So I see no issue as to why they will not pursue this reform. We're already seeing very clear momentum, positive momentum, in terms of the formation of the cabinet, the formation and restructuring of decision-making within bureaucracy.
This super budget is just days away. Governments, big players, markets keeping a close watch at India. And as the finance minister walks into the parliament with the budget briefcase, not just India, but every corner of the world will be watching.